Hey guys, it's me Dave and welcome back to Building Scarif Week 6, guys. Alright, so this is going to be a shorter weekly segment than usual, guys. By the end of this segment, I'm going to actually have all of you vote, or at least if you want to, down in the comments below on which palm trees do you think looks like, which particular palm trees do you think look the best. We're also going to expand the water, not as much as I had planned to do this week, but hey, it's more water, looks better, gets better every week, honestly. But the focus on this segment is to have you guys really be interactive. The most interactive I've had you guys be in a Scarif segment so far. It's a shorter episode. I'm not going to do as much building necessarily. No time lapses or anything. It's literally where do you want me to go with Scarif from here is basically what this segment is saying. Out of the choices I'm showing, where do we want to go from that? And I think you guys are gonna, even though it's a shorter segment and I don't get as much necessarily building done, I think you guys are really gonna like it though. I'm pretty happy with the palm tree designs that I came up with. Two of which I can't take credit for, two of which I did find off the internet. I just want to make that very clear, and I mentioned that later on in the video. But of the designs that I have put together, I'm pretty happy with the choices that I'm giving you guys, because I think all of them have their own unique twist, I guess. I don't know, but yeah, so I can't wait for that part of the video. There's not much else I really want to talk about here in the beginning, so that's it, guys. Let's get started with this video. Let's go.
Alright guys, so really quickly, we're starting with the water. Javier was over here for a little bit. He got, if you can see where this blue plate is, all the way down here, he has done all of this so far. It's a pretty decent amount, but we went through about 2 of these cups worth of studs from this bag, so I'd say the bag's close to being half empty. And they've all been converted down to these sticks, I guess, of studs. And then what I do from there is I split them up into 3s and put them into this cup, from which then I will put them down on here. So what I'm about to do is split them up, put it in the cup, and then I'm going to put all that down. That will be all the water that we work on in this segment, because I want to focus more on the trees. So there won't be a time lapse of this. I just want to really get this water done quickly, and then we get onto the trees, because that's what I really want to focus on. Also, you'll notice in the background, this is my favorite podcast that I like to listen to while I build Kashyyyk. It is Collider. Great stuff. You should guys check out their YouTube channel. Not sponsoring anything, just love listening to them while I build Scarif. So, alright guys, that's going to be it. So let's see what all this water looks like. Alright guys, so all the studs are down, and it looks great. It looks like more water. So yeah, with these blue plates where they're at, that marks how much more water was increased, and I'd say we're a little bit more than halfway done now with all the water. So yeah, that's a pretty good chunk right there. Pretty happy with that. But yeah, we just kind of crop that. Looks really awesome right there. More water is always a good thing. There's not much left, because it's much, even though it's pretty long here, it's also gets thinner as well. So that's good. We could maybe have it done by next week, but it's likely it might be another week. So about 2 weeks, and definitely 100% all the gray will be covered with water. So on that note, let's get to building some trees, guys. Alright guys, so I got a giant bricklink order. The bricklink order I've been telling you that I've been waiting on so long finally came. And as you can see, there is a ton of awesome stuff here. Lots of different parts. I really can't wait to use these, as well as some vines. You'll notice I also got some lime green leaves, a nice big bag of special green. Kidding. No, this is a big bag of these leaves that I've been really wanting. And then I also got more tree stems as well. And I believe these are the bases and some more tree parts. And then these for the top of the trees. So I'm going to get to designing using all of this right here. This looks very exciting, especially this. I can't wait to make a lot of trees out of this. Alright guys, let's go. Alright guys, I've spent quite a few hours going back and forth on what tree designs, just experimenting with so many different designs with these trees. And this is what I've come up with. I've narrowed it down to 7 different designs. And guys, I'm going to need all of you to comment down below what your favorite trees are, or which particular favorite tree is your favorite. After seeing them all lined up, I think it's very possible that we should probably go with 2 or 3 designs. We don't have to pick one particular design. If there's 2 or 3 of your favorites, then that's what I want you guys to comment below. Or if there's just one favorite, you only think one looks the best, then you can also do that as well. But yeah, so basically you'll see I made this very easy. I printed out some numbers 1 through 7, and so let's just go through the palm tree design. So the first one here is actually the last one I did. This kind of is a kind of more of a funky design. Also, before I actually go on, this is what palm trees look like. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that's what a palm tree looks like. Some of us don't live where palm trees are, I guess, natively from, so like Florida and California. I live on the upper East Coast, so there is no palm trees where I live. But anyhow, this is more of a funky design right here. This is one that we're looking at. Now you'll notice the design here, I'm using the fact that when you take these leaf pieces and you connect them via these kind of just these grooves or whatever, these slots, and you can kind of basically just, well, that's a bad example. So the problem with this design is, as interesting as it looks, it's hard to keep everything in because it's kind of just sitting there, especially these top parts right here. It's definitely not my favorite design, but hey, I could be wrong. It does look more like a palm tree, that's for sure, than some of the other designs. But yeah. All right, now on to number 2. This is by far my favorite, okay? This is really, really my favorite because it kind of uses the best of both worlds. I think it has a really nice look to it. It really looks like a palm tree in my opinion. So basically I'm using kind of a similar technique, except this is a lot better. These top 3 limbs right here are just sitting on top of the tree, and the way they stay in is by these leaves around it are squeezing, squeezing the bottom part right here where the little hook part is, that's squeezing it together, so it's just using friction to keep it together, and it works pretty well. I was pretty happy with how this design works. This is probably my favorite. I think it looks really pretty close to what you can get as a Lego palm tree without it being kind of like overly detailed. Keep in mind, guys, the reason why I can't go super detailed with these is because I'm going to have to literally make probably 100 of them. So if each tree takes over like 150 parts, yes, I could make these things extremely detailed, but the problem is that would cost a lot of money as well as take a lot of time. So I had to make something that looks good, but isn't on the costly side of a lot of parts that are to make it, I guess. So I do want to put that out there. All right, so this is tree design 2, probably my favorite. All right, now on to 3. This is probably my second favorite. It's a much different design approach where it just has this one stem and everything kind of hooks around it. Most of these other tree designs use these type of stem designs where I stack these things on top of each other, or I kind of do this where I invert it. This is kind of a good design right here. I do recommend this. You get the most amount of ways to put the leaves on. So yeah. This is definitely one of my favorites. Now, this isn't my design, though. I do want to make this very clear. I found this on the internet. It was very easy to pretty much look at it, and because it's just pretty self-explanatory how it looks. So yeah, this isn't my design. On the original design, this bottom part is tan. I don't think it really matters. Depends on what type of palm tree you're doing, I guess. But yeah. So probably on the final design, I'd make it tan as well. But this is not my design. I don't know the original creator's name. It wasn't really posted on Google Images. But this is not my design, but I do really like it. It is probably my second favorite design, and that is number 3. All right, on to 4. This is kind of more of a simpler tree design, closer to how Lego did it in the Battle on Scarif set. But overall it still looks nice, and it has a kind of an elegant, like, simple look to it. So yeah. All right, now on to 5. This is another design that I found off the internet. There's a blogspot tutorial. If you look up Lego palm tree tutorial, that'll be the first thing that comes up. So this is the tutorial tree, and honestly I don't really like it all that much. It's a little on the simpler side. It looks good, but I don't really think it looks like a palm tree. Now on the final design, they used a dark tan bush on the bottom and not a green one. I just don't have any available right now, but if we did go with this design, it would definitely be dark tan. But I mean, it looks nice, don't get me wrong, and I think this blended in with maybe these two trees would be a good mix. So I don't think it's completely like, that looks stupid, but it's definitely not as, I think these two are much better compared to this one. But that is number 5. All right, now on to this one. This is kind of just a bunch of leaves packed onto each other pretty tightly, and this is number 6, is this one right here. It has a good look to it. I really like it, but I don't know. I feel like I could use a little bit more, so we'll see. But that is number 6. And this is number 7. This is another really simple design, except this utilizes the bush under it here. So that's number 7. Yeah. So I'm just gonna go back through real quick. So this is 7. This is 6. This is 5. This is 4. This is 3. This is 2. And this is 1. And there they all are lined up. Now honestly, taking a look at it this way, guys, like, seeing all these palm trees, this looks awesome. Like, seriously, with the water here and all these palm trees, it looks so much like Scarif. Even though the palm trees are not in the right place, they'll be pushed back more. They're only on the edge for the fact that I needed the numbers or whatever. But they won't actually be placed on the edge like this. They'll be back where the dark tan is. But yeah, no, this looks super cool, honestly. Just seeing this looks really, really great, honestly. I really like how all of this is looking, guys. I'm super happy. Now, another tree design you'll notice here, I didn't really like this one as much. This is kind of an easy design as well. It's basically this design with these things on the top, with these other leaves. I don't know. I didn't think it was worthy enough for its own number. But if you guys like that, just you can put the extra one if you want to vote for that one. But yeah, please put down 2 or 3 of your favorite palm trees. Or, I mean, hey, if you think all 7 should be included and I should just mix and match all of them, that's also fine. So let me know down in the comments below, guys. I need you to vote down there. What are your favorite trees? Personally, I would pick 2 or 3 of your favorites, and then I'll use that. I don't think I should go with just one tree. I mean, if you guys think I should, then leave it down in the comments. But personally, I think 2 or 3 different types of 2 or 3 of these different designs should work. My picks are 2 and 3, but if you guys think there's a better pick here, then let me know down in the comments. All right, now this is kind of a short episode, not as much, I guess, big work we're gonna do in this episode or weekly segment. We got a pretty good chunk size of water. I think all of these tree designs is a lot to take in. I need your guys' feedback. I really can't continue until I get your guys' opinions on which trees to do to continue in the back there, because that's where we're going to pick up next week. All right, guys, that's going to be it. Again, comment below. Comment. I'm going to be looking all week which tree designs are upvoted the most, or which ones are having the most. Which combos are having the biggest opinion. So yeah. All right, guys, let's head out to the end part of the video.
All right, guys, so that was the video. Again, pretty short, but definitely comments. Let me know what your favorite palm trees are, guys. I did spend a lot of work on these palm trees, on I probably went through about 15 different designs. I had to narrow it down to 7. Of those 15, some of them were pretty crappy, not gonna lie. But I kind of started. You can kind of see there was kind of like a progression almost from 1 to is it 1 or was 7 the last? I think it was 1 to 7. Yeah. Anyhow, you could kind of see a progression of how I was thinking almost. But yeah, no, I think this one particularly was definitely my favorite. I'm really happy with the designs. Again, 2 of which were not my designs. Make that very clear. You'll notice I didn't use any lime green plant pieces on the trees, and that was intentional. After looking at lots and lots of Google images of palm trees, there really isn't like that really limey green and a palm tree. If I did do it, it's just aesthetic. Oh look, it's a cool like twist on the color. It isn't accurate whatsoever. I will use the lime green plants elsewhere though in the mock. But next week, let's talk about that. Next week, after looking at your guys' comments below, seeing what your favorite choices for the trees were, I'm going to make about 1 billion of them. No, I'm kidding. But I'll definitely make probably like 20 or so of the types of trees that you guys, pick. I'll expand, probably get all the way down to the bottom here, at least with starting the terrain, and you'll get to see a much better picture of Scarif, as well as expanding the water. So we're going pretty fast, honestly. Even though this is kind of a slow down episode because we didn't get as much progression done, I still think we're once after this segment is done and I've collected all the comments and seen which palm trees you guys think I should go with, then I think we'll be on a real good place from then on out. Now, something that a lot of you have been bringing up with me is what about the AT-ACT? At the very first week, I said, look, this mock is going to look cool, but what's going to really make it special is I'm going to make a giant Ultimate Collector Series type of the AT-ACT. It's always tricky, but anyhow, that is still coming. I want to get majority of this done before I start work on the AT-ACT, so it gives me once I have this area mostly done, not all the details, but close to it, that'll help me when I'm starting to build like the legs on the AT-ACT. It'll help me with scale. If I start doing it now, I mean, I guess I could start it now that I have the palm trees about where the height is, but it's just going to be better if I build it with the terrain that it's going to be on in mind, if that makes any sense. Now for the AT-ACT, I'm not planning on making it like super smooth tiled or super like, I don't know, super nice looking or whatever. I'm kind of going for like a mix between a playable set and like details. So I'm not going for, if you Google search Ultimate Collector Series AT-AT, you'll find some really impressive ones. That's not what I'm going for though. I'm going for one that's not like is looks like a Lego, like the Lego model AT-AT, but like a more detailed one of that at a bigger scale. Of course, with the actual design of the AT-ACT, so it'll have the orange cargo part of it on it. But that's what I'm kind of going for, because most of the Ultimate Collector Series AT-ATs that I've seen, Lego ones that I've seen on the internet, they all are very stationary and are all very breakable, and that's not what I want for my mock. For my mock, I want to be able to play with that AT-ACT. I might sound a little childish, but I want to be able to move the legs and like spin the head around and, you know, articulate it the way I want it to look. I don't want to have it in one set position. Now, granted, it probably will be only in one position once the mock is done, but if I want to change things up or use it, put the thing the other way and change how the legs work, I want to be able to do that. So that's an important factor. So I'm going to make sure that it's movable. The parts aren't set in stone. I want it to, I want it to be able to move, basically. Not like motorized move, but like be able to bend the legs certain ways and stuff like that. That's a lot of things that I've seen the Ultimate Collector Series versions by fans. They sacrifice that for supreme details. And yeah, it looks great, but for this, I don't want that. So I hope you guys can understand that. Again, we'll start work on that probably about 2 or 3 weeks from now, maybe a little bit longer, depends on where we're at with Scarif. But it will be soon. And actually, when we start doing it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy 2 AT-AT sets without the figures off like eBay, because they're cheap that way. I'm going to buy 2 of the sets. I'm going to use that to start off the AT-ACT design, because it'll have some Technic parts that we can really honestly use. It's a different approach than, instead of going on Bricklink and guessing what parts I'm going to need, it's easier to buy like a Lego set. I might even buy like another like Captain Rex AT-ATE, because those parts, along with the actual AT-AT set parts, should be able to help me get a good skeleton going, and then I'll be able to figure out what other parts will be needed to kind of start crafting around that. So that's the plan for that. Again, it'll be a couple weeks before we start it, but I did want to let all of you know that's what's up with that. All right, again, don't forget to comment below what your favorite palm trees were, guys. Can't wait to see your feedback. I'm really honestly looking forward to it. And from that, I'll be building a lot of palm trees next week, along with some more water. But honestly, guys, it looks fantastic. It looks like Scarif. I mean, I'm saying that a lot every week, but it really is. It's awesome. I don't know, just inner Lego fan, inner Star Wars fan is coming out. It looks cool. All right, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you have a great and wonderful day. Bye-bye.